How's it going, guys? My name is Zach with the Movie Castle, and today we are going to be continuing my Sharks of Summer series. Sharks of Summer, for those of you guys who just showed up, basically all summer long, at least once a week, sometimes more if I feel like it, I'm going to be covering a shark movie. And today we once again crack open the Meg A Shark 8-movie collection, and we take a look at Shark Attack 3, the final in the Shark Attack trilogy. Although Shark Zone's basically another Shark Attack movie, but that's beside the point. Anyway, Shark Attack 3, Megalodon, so a cool subtitle there, from 2003. This is directed by David Worth, who directed Shark Attack 2, and this time around our stars are John Barrowman and Jenny McShane. Once again, Danny Lerner, who would go on to direct Shark Zone, is producing this movie, and this movie feels of a similar quality to Shark Attack 2. Like I said, Shark Attack, the original, was a pretty good movie. You got, who was it, Casper Van Dien in it? And a pretty cool shark action movie. Shark Attack 2 was cheesy and kind of forgettable, and this movie, still pretty cheesy, but this one's more on the dumb fun side than forgettable. There's lots of stupid moments in here, lots of over-the-top stuff, and a few pretty cool cheesy special effects near the end. Overall, I think I'll remember this one more than Shark Attack 2, but I'll remember it in more of a funny and ironic way. So this is a pretty fun, cheesy movie, but by no means a great movie, but you can get some laughs out of it. So if you're that kind of crowd, that's who I think I would definitely recommend it to. Without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into the plot. Now, I'm not going to be doing any major spoilers, but I do want to say my piece on a few plot points and make sure you guys have, a basic understanding as to what this movie's about. We open up with our main guy, John Barrowman there. He's working beach patrol for this hotel, so he's a security guard, a low-rent cop, and he's driving his boat around the beach and nothing really much is happening, but hey, that's a good thing, right? Well, he decides he hears about this area that's a little out of his patrol zone, but there's supposed to be some good, I think it's lobsters down there, and he's like, hey, let's take the boat out a little farther and go and dive for some lobsters. While he's down there, he finds this deep ocean cable owned by his boss, and the cable is chewed on, and it's got this this tooth in it. And he pulls up the shark tooth, and he goes, this is interesting. I wonder what happens here. So he goes and he asks people on the internet about it. Really cool 2003 internet. And he takes a photo of the shark tooth. One of the film's cheesy, dumb moments is he has the camera and he holds the shark tooth in front of it and pushes the button, and apparently this camera has some pretty advanced software in it, because when he gets the photo directly off the camera, it edits out his hand holding up the tooth and the background. So he takes a photo with his camera and it's the shark tooth on a clean white background with nothing holding it up. So, it probably just an error, but maybe he has access to advanced automatic photo software. I don't know, just one of the sillier moments. But he sends that out there, and it gets the attention of this girl, Jenny McShane, who's a scientist and recognizes that as the tooth of a supposedly extinct Megalodon. So she rushes out there, and you get a bit where she doesn't want to kill it, she wants to study it, and he goes, it's my job to protect these beaches, we need to kill it. And of course, while they're hunting for it, they're arguing whether they should go together or do their own thing. The shark goes and kills a bunch of people. They eventually find that the boss's deep-sea fiber optic cable was placed over a deep water oceanic trench which could have prehistoric Megalodon sharks living in it that survived the extinction of the rest of the species, and something like the electricity, the energy from the fiber optic cable is calling them out of the deep water trench to go and seek the humans, you know. Now, one thing I do want to mention is the shark. It's a Megalodon movie, you know, especially we're in the future now and we've seen the Meg. We know what this is. We want to see a big shark. Primarily, through most of this movie, they're dealing with a baby Megalodon. So a small, young Megalodon that's just a little bigger than a normal shark. And ultimately, that was kind of disappointing because I want to see big, giant, big shark action, you know? But that being said, there is a little bit of a spoiler, but you guys probably want to know, there is an actual Megalodon, grown up, at the end of this movie, and you do get the giant shark movie you wanted. Now, that being said, the special effects, when they show this thing, you can understand why they put it off till the end. They didn't really have too great of a budget for this, and you do get, when you finally see the real Megalodon at the end of the movie, you do get some pretty dang cheesy moments. Some very, very silly special effects. Whenever the shark jumps out of the water to eat someone, it's hilarious. And probably worth watching if you like cheesy special effects alone. But let's talk about the sharks for a minute. The sharks, your typical low-budget shark movie in the pre-CGI era, they always have good stock footage of sharks, and then the actors, and they have to kind of do choppy editing. It's another one of those where they do choppy editing to hide the fact that you can't get the actors and the shark in the same place. Now, they eventually do actually build a big shark head, and once they get this thing, it really does help it out. You can see there's one scene in the movie where they definitely needed it, where the shark bites onto the back of a boat, and after that scene, they use it more when it's attacking the actors, and you can see just how much having the shark head there to do the interaction really does help. And it's like, you could tell for the first 20 minutes or so they didn't have this available to them, but when they finally got it, it helps a fair bit. Not perfect, but it does help a lot. And I think they also had a shark fin that they used quite a bit. You know, classic thing with shark movies. The attacks are all so-so, but it does get better with the head. And like I mentioned, when you finally get to the Megalodon, good, bad, cheesy special effects. It's amazing. Not in a good way, but it's pretty fun. And with a lot of shark movies, you do have to mention, this obviously has Jaws parallels. The guy who owns the fiber optic cable also owns the resort, and once again will not close the beaches because he needs the money. And also, the shark really hates his big investment in this new big fiber optic cable. It's kind of funny, you know, I think I said it in Shark Attack 2, but the message of Jaws gets mistranslated to the point where sharks hate big business, and it's just, I don't know, it's becoming super cheesy at this point, like a shark would know what a business is or care about it, but sharks hate big business. And so that is there, and you do get the scene where, oh, it's going to attack the beach and everybody has to rush in, so you do get that there. There are several, in addition to the cheesy shark moments, several cheesy moments in here. You get the offline, the line that's just kind of off every once in a while. You do get the guy, I think their boss, his voice always sounds a little weird, like they dubbed it or messed with it in ADR or something. I don't know, maybe that's just me. But the big thing with this movie is super cheesy thing. All the characters, all the side characters just want to make out all the time, like to a ridiculous extent, you know? And like, I'm someone who watches a ton of slasher movies. I feel kind of weird criticizing a movie for that. But that being said, there is a lot of extraneous makeout scenes in this one. You know, you get a couple that breaks in to a water park, and they go down the water slide, making out why they go down the water slide. And of course, the slide feeds into the ocean here, and that's where the shark gets them. You get this scene where a guy is like running a fishing boat and someone's trying to reel in like a really big swordfish, and he's just in the back making out with this lady like, yeah, reel in the swordfish, I don't care, just do whatever. And it's really, really weird. But this all does culminate to a line delivered by one of the main characters. And I think someone in my comments for Shark Attack 2 actually gave me a heads up about this. Like, there's a line at the end, one of the most cheesy, awkward lines I've ever seen. And I was watching this movie, and it's full of weird, cheesy, awkward lines. I'm like, there's no way I'm gonna notice this one specific cheesy, awkward line in a movie full of cheesy, awkward lines. But no, I was wrong. You noticed this line. It's towards the end. I don't want to spoil it because it comes out of nowhere, and it's for the best if it comes out of nowhere. But I really, I put this on the list of top 10 worst horror movie pickup lines that would probably not work in real life. But it is a pretty weird line with a pretty weird delivery. Your main characters, you know, the acting's not particularly terrible. It's not great either. But the main guy just comes across as kind of a dork, you know? So that's kind of funny, you know, he doesn't really care too much about his job or anything, you know. A lot of other people in these movies get, like, really mad and up in arms about stuff, but he's just like, we're in a submarine, you know, and it just kind of becomes a lovable dork, you know. You get the main girl that feels a little bit more of the emotional weight. She, of course, didn't initially want to kill these sharks, so when they start to wreak havoc, she kind of feels bad about it. And, you know, she is also a rough and tumble girl, and, you know, her crew is that way too, and she can hang in there with them, you know, so she was pretty cool. And you get the old ex-Navy guy who has a bunch of cool stuff, and of course the evil boss, and a bunch of evil businessmen that you're just waiting for them to you know, fall victim to the shark. And that happens towards the end in a truly dumb scene filled with some great dumb moments. When the shark, when you get to the end and it starts attacking these business people on a big yacht, there's so many cheesy moments. The shark is trying to attack the big boat, so they flee into these little lifeboats, and you're like, no, I get the shark's attacking that boat right now, but everyone wants to get in a lifeboat. I'm like, you get in a lifeboat, you're a sitting duck for this big shark. I don't want to talk too much about the end, though, but great cheese there. And yeah, I really do like that. This is one of those movies, you know, I can't recommend it seriously. Like, if you want to watch a serious shark movie, a scary shark movie, a well-made action shark movie, it's not that. But this is one of those movies that I really hope Riff Tracks gets a hold of, because it's so cheesy and dumb, and there's lots of fun to be had, you know? And I have to say, you know, looking at the Shark Attack movies, the first one's obviously the best. That's a legitimately good movie. The second one's dumb and cheesy, kind of forgettable, but overall so-so. But this third one, it's super big, super dumb, super fun, and I really delight. Not the best of the worst of shark movies, but there's some good moments to be had towards the end, and I like that. Also noteworthy, just a little bit of trivia before we head out. There's a few scenes in this movie. A leg floating through the water, again another like Jaws thing, but also the shark burst through the side of a boat. I think these shots were reused for Shark in Venice. There's a scene where the shark's attacking someone and he gets all these crazy visions of sharks destroying things. I think scenes from Shark Attack 3 were reused in Sharks in Venice, so that's a fun little bit of trivia there. It's again, it's Danny Lerner, right? Yeah, Danny Lerner there. Anyway, To everyone who's watched so far, thank you for watching. To everyone who's liked and subscribed, thank you. You are really helping the channel out. I'll put a relevant playlist on the bottom. Should be my shark movies playlist. If you want to see more, you can click there and see more. Anyway, have a good day. I'll see you guys again very, very soon. Relevant playlist on the bottom. Have a good day now.